You may have heard Disney just announced their newest ship, Disney Believe, coming late 2027, but we will not be booking anytime soon. Hello, I'm Ray,
And I'm Barbara.
and we love to go on cruises.
We want to share our experiences and our knowledge with you in hopes to inspire and educate.
So we could be a blessing to others who share our passion. So for the past 20 years or so, we have had an annual tradition of going on a Disney cruise. We started it when our daughter was 9 months old, and every year we've gone on at least one. Sometimes we've gone on multiple, but every time that a new ship comes out, for example, when the Disney Dream came out in 2011, we went on the inaugural sailing, and then I believe the Fantasy was after that one, right?
I think so.
A couple years later.
I think.
So we went on the inaugural sailing.
I think.
And then pretty much every time a new ship came out, that was like the,
we would sign up
tempo,
and and so after unless something's changed, but after you've been on 10-year platinum with Disney, and one of the perks of being platinum is you can sign up for the cruises earlier than the general public, and now with Pearl we can even sign up even
I think it's
sooner.
even earlier,
Even sooner now. So I just made my Pearl this year. He was Pearl last year, but so we can even sign up earlier. And so this new ship is coming out, and just like with the Destiny, we had signed up quite a while ago. As soon as we had the ability to sign up, we jumped on it, because you could save some money. When we looked at the price difference when we booked it to the prices getting closer to the cruise, we saved a good $2 or $3 grand by signing up early. And we've always loved going on the new ship and seeing something different, and it's just been a really good way of celebrating and not going on the same ship, but keeping up our tradition with a little bit of variety. But this year, or I guess it'll be next year when it comes out, but we've decided not to do that this time around. And there's mainly two reasons for that.
So the first reason why we're not going to be jumping on the new Disney Believe is for the price. So as you can imagine, Disney is a very popular cruise line. Actually, I think it's probably one of the most popular cruise lines. And they are very expensive.
From our perspective, they're very expensive.
From our perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
We've heard basically of the traditional Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, MSC, Disney.
Some more budget. Yeah, they're more budget friendly. Disney's a little bit.
It's one of the higher price tier.
Yeah, not of the very luxury ones, but of the tier, like you said, that it's on.
Yeah.
And even though if you sign up early, you do save some money, but one of the main reasons that we're holding off is because we looked at their website and saw, this is unfounded, the quantity of sailings they have on sale, like the 25, 30, up to 35% off, just deal after deal. And for many, many years, that was, never the case.
It's pretty much unheard of.
Right. So in the past, the reasons why we would have done more than one, or the times that we have done more than one a year, is when we found a very infrequent sale that we would jump on, like a Florida resident deal.
Yeah, exactly. Florida resident.
Yeah. We would jump on it, and then we would have a bonus that year because they were like, oh, the price was just too good. But it's just even the base fare for the new ships are not going to be discounted.
Yeah. And, unfortunately, the thing about these other cruises, they're on the older ships, which we don't mind because
I like them.
Yeah, we love the older ships. And we've actually haven't been on them for so many years. It'd be nice to see, if they've done any upgrades and things like that. And I'm sure we'll, shoot some content to make, some more videos, for the channel. But the good thing is that they are down out of Fort Lauderdale.
Well, we have to see because we don't know, but we're going to hold off on. So we normally would by this point be planning for our next year's cruise. Like we'd be say, okay, what are we doing? Let's sign up, whatever. But this year we're going to hold off, and we're going to kind of wait around October, November and see if they have the sales for hopefully the start of the new year. That's what we're hoping for. We're hoping that based on what we see now with all the sales, that there's going to be more to come. And whether it's out of Fort Lauderdale or I don't know where they are out of right now. They may move things around because we're not savvy with that stuff. But yeah, so the biggest thing right now is we're just going to try to get the cheapest Disney cruise we can find
Well, I was also going to do a shameless plug
Oh, okay,
and
sorry.
tell them if we do end up going down to
Fort
Fort
Lauderdale.
Lauderdale, we're going to be stopping by
Our favorite Cuban
yeah,
cafe.
that's right. Make sure to check out that video if you haven't seen it. We'll link it to this video for sure. But
Well, we are going to go down there anyway. We have another cruise coming that's going down to Fort
that's
Lauderdale.
right. Yeah,
So we will be going down there again.
in May.
Yeah. So that's the first reason. We're going to hold off, try to save as much money as we can on our next year's cruise, and leads us to our second reason why we are not just jumping on the new ship.
And that is?
Oh, I thought you were going to. And that is the fact that the new ships, as we have experienced multiple times, they still have to work out the kinks. So, did you forget?
I did.
So, multiple times have we gone now where, especially the theater, they have technical difficulties and they're not able to give you an estimation of when they'll be able to get things fixed. So then you're sitting there and you're like, well, how long do I wait to see if this show starts? Or do I just give up and do something else? So, we typically say, okay, well, we're just going to do something else. And then we miss the show. And the shows are a big deal to me. So that's one thing that a lot of times that we've experienced in these newer ships, they have kinks to work out. And it's not just the show and the technical difficulty. I think it's also like the staff. I think they hire a bunch of new staff and I think they haven't gotten their groove yet. And at least that's just been my impression. Everything's beautiful and new and, but I think there's something to be said about the longevity of the other ships and, they have their stuff squared away,
Yeah. Although I have to say, it's interesting because I know we've gone on other cruises that they've mentioned, oh, I used to be on this older
Right.
ship. And then so I almost wonder if anybody knows, we'd love to hear, make sure you put a comment down below. I wonder if they do hire some fresh new people, of course, but then try to get a certain percentage of some of the crew from the older ships just to kind of mentor them and to, kind of show them the ropes and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm sure. But again, they're not quite as cohesive yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
And I know that staff is going to come and go regardless. They're going to, I'm sure it's never going to be a full solid staff for any real length of time. I don't know what I'm going to say. But yeah, so I mean, I'm sure that happens, but it just feels a little bit like some of the older ones have, like I said, a groove or something. And it's not to say anything bad about the new ships. We've thoroughly enjoyed them. But again, I just think that there's some kinks that, you're going to encounter. It's just like with a new house, your new house is all beautiful and fun and smells great. But, when you encounter an issue, that's why you got the warranty, because you're like, well.
Well, it's funny. It's also interesting. You mentioned that, the new stuff, theoretically, we're going to like and enjoy and stuff like that. Not to say that we didn't, but ironically, you've made several comments about the gyms in the newer ships, how different they are from the ones in the older ships.
Yeah, I tend to like the older ones. And I can't remember which it is, if it's the Magic or the Wonder, but it just seemed to be a much better layout. And I, I mean, like you said, it'd be nice to go back on them. We've been on them several times. It's just when you come onto the newer ships and they have a different layout and a different thing, you have that more fresh in your mind. But yeah, the gyms in the newer one have beautiful equipment. I think they could have done a much better job. Like when we go on Royal, every Royal that we've been on that I remember has phenomenal gyms. Like you're like, holy cow, they've got just fantastic gyms. I mean, for especially weightlifting. I mean, they all have their, cardio equipment, but for weightlifting, when you can find some really good equipment, it's, I think that's just our thing.
Yeah, but both of us, like to do strength training, and we also like treadmills and things like that as well. But actually, I think that's all we use as far as aerobic.
I like ellipticals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyway, so that's the thing is that, I think the newer ships too, they all resemble each other, which again, isn't a bad thing because if you go on one, then you go on the next one, you kind of know the layout. But again, that's another thing. It's not very different. It's just a different theme. Good and bad. We love the Festival of Foods. So that's great that they're on the 3 new ships, and who knows about the next one. But at the same time, you go and you're like, oh well, I don't know. We're getting off getting off topic.
Yeah. So anyway, excuse us. excuse me, we just wanted to get on here and let do a video about why we're not going to be booking right
Signing right
away
up,
on the
yeah.
Disney Believe, but we're hoping to go on our annual Disney cruise, but maybe on one of the older ships, either the Magic or the Wonder, depending on the prices. Hopefully they'll continue to have those sales.
I hope so. Like I said, it's been phenomenal. If you look at the website, just listing after listing, which is just unheard of. I mean, at least for in our past, just unheard of for all these deals. But that seems to be the timing too, because we just got a fantastic deal on Celebrity. So we're really excited to try that one because that price is like the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Plus another thing too with the inaugural sailings, they typically are very packed. And so you're going to be going with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
everybody
true.
wants to, go
On
on
the
the
new
very
ship.
first ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be nice to, once we eventually do it, once the crowds die down a little bit and, they're not as full, and maybe even they might offer some discounts or something
Down
in
the road,
future.
I'm sure. Yeah, maybe down the road. Not anytime soon. But yeah, so those are just two things to consider, I guess, if you're saying, hey, should we go on the new ship or not? Okay. Well, maybe something to think about.
Yeah, we want to hear from you. What do you think? Will you be booking as soon as you can? If you're Pearl, let us know, because you're going to be getting first dibs. And so, I'm sure you probably know if you're Pearl, but, you'll be getting that email saying,
You can
you,
sign
you
up.
can sign up. Yeah. So we're going to get the email. We're going to be like, nah, not yet.
Yeah.
So
No, we're going to save money next year.
yeah.
We're going to save
So
money.
we want to hear from you. Let us know down in the comments. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thanks.
Hey everyone, this is Ray.
No.
No?